All right. Come here, Sobek. Hey. I want to try some new stuff. We did some speedruns yesterday. Well, kind of fake runs, but whatever. Because of the nature of the map for the Watcher, there's a lot of different routes to the end. As long as you get 8 echoes along the way. And there's a lot of different ways to do this. um, the method that is currently being used in the best runs has some problems with it. Mostly cold storage. I'm not a fan of cold storage. It's really annoying to navigate. It requires some difficult tech. I would like to avoid it if possible. The problem is that one of the routes that I want to do also includes an Aether Ridge region. And it's like the longest possible routes through that region, so that's probably also not a good option. There's at least maybe 2 routes that are possibly good alternatives. The first thing that I want to do... Bought Rainroll on Steam sale, nice. Hope you enjoy it. This will have spoilers for the most recent DLC, so... I don't know if you want to watch. I'm kind of already talking about it, though. So there's one route. How many hours do I have in this game? A lot. Yeah, quite a lot. I have to give a specific number. Like 2,000 something. 2,561. Although most of those hours are archived on this channel, if you want to watch. You know, most of it is from live streaming. Let's just have a go at this route. So have any game over 1,000? Yeah. Maybe it's a problem. All right, this is just don't go that way. That doesn't lead anywhere. I got no lap mod. That's fine. The funny thing is that it's not even the only game that I have over 1,000 hours in, and that's probably not a good thing. So what I want to do here is grab some food, but I actually don't want to go to the rights like I would do normally. Let's go up. There's an egg bug. And there's some fruit here, which is actually probably the ideal food to eat. So the problem with this route is that it has a kind of slow start. Spicata, please. Please move. Move out of the way, man. Okay, drop my fruits. Okay, it would be a time save to eat the fruit while waiting for the portal. This game sucks. Hey, it was on a sale. So what I want to do here is actually just shelter immediately. I might as well grab more food. Just kidding, the bat flies are too fast. Back pain. Although not that emote again. Get him out of here. So we're gonna shelter here, which I don't know if it's the fastest, if it's the best option. Whoops, I'm bad. But I'm immediately going to go back the way I came. Actually, the pole plant came with me. Like the most cursed emotes possible. I got a noodle flag. some loud noises outside. It's not a problem. I don't care about food this cycle. So we're kind of going out of our way to grab 1 echo. Because the rest of this route only gets 7 echo. Oh, I should have... You know, let's just say that I did enter this. I imagine that would be ideal. Also skip the drop wing. So the route that I'm going to take gets 7 echoes. So we need 1 more that isn't part of that route. So we're going out of our way to get the Aether Ridge echo. And the Pink Lizard is already here. What is up with the portals? There's some sort of system that lets creatures move a little bit when you're entering a region. Because that Pink Lizard was, like, already... They were already in position. Like, outside of the room. Okay, throw the spear into the floor, why don't you? That should have been a parry. Easily, but I guess not. How's that a wall jump? I'm not even pressing towards the wall. I'm just like at eating position. If I did throw boost there, I might have died. What are you guys doing? I somehow timed the jump so perfectly to get killed by that explosive spear. Hi. Well, welcome to the stream. You joined at a great time. Is the stream even like functional? It looks like it. Hopefully it's all good. Oh, you're fun. Wait, no, you're a small guy. You're not a problem. No, I forgot for the second time. To do him like that, that's just an objective statement. That centipede was not large enough to kill me or be threatening. See, I literally just got here and the Pink Lizard is already here. Like, what is this? I totally could have died there. And I'm still tired somehow. I feel like when you enter a region through a portal, it like gives the creatures a bit of time to move around. Oh, hey guys. Yeah, thank you. Nice. Oh, hello? Wow, okay, I almost like made that impossible for myself. Come on, I thought surely a pounce would just line up there. Okay, so this is not a good reference run, but you know, I'm figuring things out. 10 out of 10 dive. Hello. Milk. Yeah, you can say that, sure. Oh, goodbye, egg. Goodbye, Squidcada. Goodbye, other Squidcada. Yeah, that is a brutal portal. Oh, nice. McDonald's Sprite will melt a person. Maybe that's what it is. Melt slow cats. Wait, it's like salt, right? Been an entire 10 minutes. See, now you never have to stop watching Rainworld streams. Once my stream is finished, someone got to keep going. Salination. The salination doesn't even kill you. Well, I mean, it has plenty of other ways to kill you. What is this? I can't even turn invisible. I'm too tired. Okay, goodbye. You already finished the run? Congrats. Indirectly. Oh, there's a drop wig. Why does this region keep getting worse? I feel like every time I enter this region, like a new creature is added. Like we got the blue lizard, we got the drop wig, we got the pink lizard in the other room. Can we? I kind of just want to get the echo. Like what am I wasting my time on? Not that one. I know I have warp menu, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, goodbye. We're leaving. We're doing the new stuff, okay? So we're in Respidrex. New watcher ability. I'm a little bit worried that this trap is definitely going to be slower. But I will try it anyway. I know it still goes to Aether Ridge. I'm sorry about that. It only gets 7 echoes otherwise. Or we can get the Salination Echo if you want that instead. Pick your poison, really. That's kind of fun. What are these Squidcada doing? Slight overreaction. I want to activate that crab and just see the carnage happen. No, get back here. Unfortunate. Yeah, come on. Over this way. I don't think I have any influence over that guy's movements. Too bad. Oh, that's great. Oh. What? The camera transitioned, and for whatever reason, I did not notice at all. I was like, huh? Where'd I go? I could not see myself. Right. Thank you, Russadrex. This room still does this. Is this the same room? I feel like it was a different room in roughly the same area. Lap mod? Is it a lap mod thing? It's only happened in this region. Well, that I can remember. This is just off to such a great start. Okay, where was I? What room is that? Tier 3. Dio. I mean, I do have the same... Okay, this room is just illegal, I guess. Let's just go to this room instead. Keep that away from me. They added the new creatures. Or does it just like work for the old creatures? Hot mod would never be buggy. Welcome to the laggy room. All right, there's got to be a better route through this room. That doesn't involve vaulting. I mean, you can do this. It's a little bit difficult and item dependent. This region is a wreck. It is not. I like that. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Don't do it. Do I need a shelter? I mean, I guess not. Small chance of instant death when you do that, but you know, don't worry about it. Hi. Just took that guy with me. Oh, is he too small anyway? No. It makes me... I'm sorry. I'm more complaining about this DLC. Regions like this one, like Desolate Wreck or Desolate Track, it's like one of my favorites in the whole DLC. But it's such a short and like it's not a small region, but it's very linear. So it's pretty easy just to run forward and eventually just make it to the end, and then you'll never come back because you know you got the echo, you got out of there. There's no reason to return. And then like regions like Aether Ridge exist that are like massive and have a ton of connections. And you can never escape, you know. I'm okay. Let's get this out of my system. I've disliked Aether Ridge more and more as time goes on. I watched a video from Lime Cultivist, the like OG Rainworld YouTuber. I watched their video of Aether Ridge, and like, wow, they did not change that region at all. Well, there were some regions, or some changes. I think mainly the ceiling slides are no longer like completely mandatory. It seemed like they really were required for some rooms. And also Heat Ducts was like really bad. Like Heat Ducts was like the challenging platforming section in a region full of various challenging platforming sections, you know. And they actually looked at Heat Ducts and they're like, let's completely overhaul it. Well, they didn't overhaul it. They added like the flamethrowers, they added the steam vents, they added a lot more platforms to stand on. They changed the like zappy things, the slug zappers, they changed those to like not kill you instantly and also look way less intense, I guess. And Heat Ducts is actually a lot of people's favorite Aether Ridge region, if that means anything. I don't mind it. It's like a B tier region for me. The obstacle salamander. So they actually like fixed up one of the regions and made it pretty good. Crypto train a bunch. Oh, you know, it can't be perfect, I guess. But the rest of Aether Ridge is like almost completely unchanged. And even in that video, oh wow, this is not a hospital environment for these guys. I think I would have been dead earlier in an earlier patch. I'm surprised I didn't get shocked by that one. So Aether Ridge really was just a massive region. Aether Ridge, cold storage, the surface, heat ducts. Is there another one? I think I'm forgetting one. Yeah, all those regions combined into just one massive one. You can actually... Oh, Salination, right. I did not see Shattered Terrace in the old region. Fetid? Yeah, I guess maybe they like added to it. Or maybe they were like disconnected from the main like chunk of regions, sub-regions. But honestly, those are the regions that I like don't have a problem with as much. Let me check that I'm doing the right route. So heat ducts. I think so. I just need to get to Signal Spires. Ah. I'm being cooked. There's two things that I want to see. I want to see a version of the Watcher with just all the Aether Ridge removed. I think an EI jump is the only reasonable way to do this. I've already made like a very like scuffed mock-up of the world map just by removing the regions and then just kind of connecting the rest of them, but it's a little bit weird. I feel like I have to rework some other stuff, but also I feel like there's some other ways that you can make improvements to the map. Put some similar regions next to each other, like Coral Caves should lead immediately into Turbulent Pump, and then maybe that connects to like Torrential Railway and Stormy Coast, so those could all be clustered together. Desolate Tract, toward Desert and Badlands could all be like closer together. You know, some similar regions could be kind of close together. Ow. Oh, okay. Be more careful in this room. Hi. Oh, thank you, I guess. Also, I kind of realized why I don't like Shrouded Coast. Oh, don't mind that. Shrouded Coast only connects to Aether Ridge regions. pretty sure. And it also has 2 connections to cold storage. It's just in the middle of all of it. Oh, I hear my fan. This is the breaking point. Whoa. How did I exit that pipe backwards? Different Stormy Coast route? Yeah, I actually go through the heat ducts. I guess this connects to cold storage, which might not be too far away to from the Echo. Maybe that would be all. Well, I don't know. What would that be an alternative to? Yeah, this is an entirely different route. It's a little bit slow. I'm not at a very good pace right now because I died in Aether Bridge like 5 times. And then Rusted Rex crashed, and just a lot of stuff has happened. I kind of wish the vanilla map had nothing to do with the Watcher. I guess the intro is kind of cool. The first time you do it. I really wonder what people want out of vanilla region stuff. I remember one video in particular, I totally forget whose video this was. But one person was like, the Echo stuff was so intriguing, I wish I could stay in the base game world and explore it more. And see what's going on with the Echo and the Rots, but I felt like when I went through the portal, I just left it all behind, and you know, it wasn't elaborated on. And I'm like, why do you want out of the base game world? We've already explored it in like 8 different campaigns. We've done the same process of like visiting Pebbles, and he's like, oh, another Slick Cat, blah blah blah. We've seen like the whole damn timeline. And you want to go back and do it again? Survey Cafe? Maybe. Maybe that was the one. I don't know. There's a handful of videos that aren't happy about the Watcher. Why even start there? Yeah. Wow. Can you hear this in the background? That's a nice sound. Oh, hello. Welcome to the stream. That's cool. I feel like the intrigue is focused on the Echo though, right? So the base game world is exactly the same, except this Echo is messing things up. It's kind of the feel that you get from it. And so you go to the new world and you're like, okay, where can I find that Echo again? I guess that's what I think. I'm restarting the game. Also, I want to share an image. Can I do this? Um, Whoa, you're huge. Out of all of the community-made maps, this is probably my favorite one because of how simple it is. And also, I like that it's like very like left to right, um, progression from the starting regions to Shadow Terrace. And I added in the blue arrows to make it more clear where the echoes are. Map jump scare. So this map is like not too confusing. There's a bit of overlap, right? Some of these arrows they go over each other. This could be cleaned up if there were less Aether Ridge regions, but let's not worry about that anymore. There's a way that this map could have been made without as many overlapping paths, but it's not that bad, right? You can tell that Aether Ridge is closer to the start. You can tell that Salination and Signal Spires and Fetid Glen are closer to the end. Right? You get a very clear picture of like what are the early game regions, what are the late game regions, right? If you want to call it that. And what the in-game map does is it takes this map and it shuffles it around and places it on a sphere that you can rotate around. And I assume the reason that they did this is to make it feel like you're hopping from very distant places. Whoops, I just muted myself. Let's look at this map. That didn't do anything. Oh, it's purple. Yeah, don't worry about that. Look at this. So I kind of wonder, something that I was wondering a lot in my casual playthrough, is if the location of these regions if there's any connection between like where these are on the map. So like, is Shrouded Coast close to Verdant Waterways? Is Desolate Tract like right next to Turbulent Pump? Like these are neighbors, right? What about the Surface and Aether Ridge? Okay, these are close to each other because they're like different versions of the same thing, right? What about what is the other region that's like that? Salination? Where's Salination? Or Fetid Glen? Oh, here's Fetid Glen. Where's Salination? Over here. So these are like not as close together, but they're the same region. So there doesn't seem to be a connection here. Here's one desert region. Here's the other desert region. These are very far apart. Turbulent Pump is close to Coral Caves. If I could recognize the icons at all. I think the answer is no. Turbulent Pump, Coral Caves. Maybe they're close to each other, but like they're not right next to each other. But like where's Shattered Terrace? Here it is. So this is the end of the game, essentially. And where's the starting regions? Coral Caves is pretty close to it. Sunlit Port is pretty far away. Okay, so these are on opposite sides of each other. Where's Torrential Railways? Is it this one? Okay, so these are also far apart. But the regions that connect to Shattered Terrace, Fetid Glen is all the way down there. Signal Spires is basically on the opposite side. What is the other one? Oh, Salination is right here. Of course. I don't know, there's not really a connection. But like, look at this map now. It's like, wow, this is like, well, obviously it's 2D, so that helps out, but it's much more clear. What I kind of want to see, what I'm getting out of this, is I want to see someone take the base game map you know, industrial and outskirts and all those regions that we're familiar with, put those on a sphere and place them like, or yeah, place all those regions randomly on a sphere and connect them up the way that they are connected in game and just see how confusing that makes the map. Because, you know, the base game map is also, you know, fairly simple. You can map it out in 2D space and connect everything up neatly. Is there a way that you can turn that map into something that's really confusing? Because that's something that I realize a lot of players struggle with. That they don't know how to progress. Like I see some players fairly like far into their playthrough after finding like a few echoes. And they're like in like Torrential Railway. It's like, what are you doing in this region? This is like literally like the furthest back region that you could be in. But you're in a new area. You're like, oh, time to explore somewhere new, even though you're not gonna get anywhere. You're gonna go to Coral Caves and like Aether Ridge. Okay, the whole one slug arguments I don't agree with, because yeah, Downpour has 5 campaigns, but they all share the same map with like 1 or 2 unique regions per slug hat, except for Saint, of course. But Saint is also like all the same regions with like some changes to them that are mostly visual. But yeah, Downpour also came with all that extra content, Expedition, Jolly Co-op, challenges, so you know. that stuff will arrive eventually, hopefully. Thank you. Oh. Oh, hi. Goodness. Okay, so at this point, it's almost slower than my previous, than like the normal routes that I do. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's just retry this room. What was this routes? Go to Aether Ridge to grab the Echo, but exit out. And then go to Rusted Rex, Desolate Tract, and then follow the Desolate Tract Echo chain to where I am now. Oh, shoot. Let's try this out. I'm gonna exit out of this Echo, and we're gonna go to Verdant Waterways. Green Waterland, let's go. That's basically what the name is. Yeah. So I've heard some conflicting answers to this. The dot 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 when the Echo, you know, doesn't know what to say. Yeah, just when the echo doesn't say anything. Is that intentional or not? Because I've heard that it's a bug. I've also heard that it's intentional for whatever reason. I like to think that sometimes the echo is just taking a nap. Like, I don't know if people are just making that up or if there's actually a source on that. Also, if I sheltered with the grapple worm, I wouldn't need to go back and grab it right here. It's probably faster to just take the shelter. Whoa. You and I spread misinformation. There's like a set sequence of like dialogue. So it doesn't matter what order you get the echoes in, you will always get the same dialogue in the same order. So every once in a while it's just, they don't say anything. The worm. Oops. Okay, we'll try that again. Oh, that didn't save, because that wasn't an echo. That's fun. I thought there was a pole that I could grab onto, but I should have just gone for the pipe immediately. Yeah, small problem with this route is the grapple worm should be useful, but if you ever lose them, it's a big time loss, and you can't get the worm back easily. Because every portal that you go through is an opportunity to lose the worm. Because there's other speedruns where you can kind of guarantee that you're going to have the worm for some amount of time. I've also seen the grapple worm just occasionally disappear when going through portals. Oh, good job. Death by strawberry. Just kidding, he's not hungry today. You're eating bat flies. Hey, that includes the slug cut, you know. See? Here's a bat fly. It made me full. Okay, don't drop the grapple worm this time, please. Kind of wish stuff just stayed in your hands when you went through portals, but oh well, fancy effect takes priority. Hello, welcome to the stream. There's a worm. I just caught him immediately that time. So that's a bit of randomness. That's a lot of fun, isn't it? We love randomness. That's why we're speedrunning Rain Wheel after all, right? I mean, if we didn't like randomness, we would just speedrun a different game. I want to look at this room. I could potentially see a route. Hell yeah. This guy's occupied. Please. this movement is not nearly as refined. How does that portal thing work? I don't know. You go through a portal, or the ripple that's like in the background. You need max karma for that, or max. You need to visit 8 echoes. I think it's called a ripple. It's like a ripple level. Oh, here, you can have that one. You just came to an agreement there. That's crazy. Is it crazy? I really wonder why. Oh, good job. Why does Daemon exist? Because the map is designed to guide you to Shadow Terrace. Shadow Terrace has a point of interest that you might be interested in returning to. White Worm. You better not take him from me. Right? You might make it to Shadow Terrace and be like, there's a gap that I can't cross. Maybe I'll return here later. Right? So maybe you get max karma and you're like, maybe I should return to Shadow Terrace and see if anything's going on there. That's like a Metroidvania thing, right? Maybe if it was easier to backtrack, or if you could passage, that'd probably be an ideal design. Yeah, that's probably it. If you could passage, they would just not have Daemon. It's gonna be more relevant in future updates. Hey! Sound moments. The worm is alive. I should probably just be invisible for this whole segment. Maybe this jump is like how you uninvisible at the end. Monster cult moments. That. Really, I forgot. Damn. Oh well. I mean, they're not that useful at this point anyway. Maybe I should just drop the grapple worm. More rocks to like throw at kelp. They're useful for a few rooms in Verdant Waterways. Cold scabs can hunt you through portals. No, it would be noodle flies. If you anger noodle fly and then you go through a portal, it will follow you through the portal. Actually, I wonder if that happens. I've not interacted with noodle flies that much. Oh, come on. That's such a pull hop opportunity. I'm dying. Hunter moments. Such a mess after the update. Hey, that's in like kind of a long time, so let's not worry about that. It's the right way. I think I took a wrong turn. No, I did not. You know, I would just shelter here just to clear up the stamina. Actually, I think I need to. If I went through the echo, I'd go to Outer Rim, maybe. Whoops. Honorary former speedrun mod. Yeah, my moderator actually I couldn't really do anything. I was mostly just in a channel, but I got removed. I'm no longer a moderator. The current board, like the watcher board. I mean, I don't know. It seems functional. Maybe there could be more categories, but I think we should probably... I mean, I thought your guys' plan was to like add the categories slowly. And the only run at the moment that has any interest is just regular normal ending with no dynamic warps. ... is not a bug. Okay. Do you have a source for that? Where's in? Asking real questions out here. Made it up. Discord. Huh. Okay. About to visit the echo that killed your run. Man, I wanna do the roll pounces, but you can't float. Whoops, I messed up. It's a little bit punishing that you can only do one float, but I mean it makes sense. Goodbye. The music getting distorted every time. Can I do this? I don't have a grapple form. I think... Do that. Then do this. Full floats. Hello. Already campaigning King Vultures. Always change direction when they're about to shoot. The moment you hear the try to move in like a straight line. The moment you hear the sound where they're about to shoot, change direction immediately. If you're climbing up a pole, like start climbing down the pole. If you're, whatever you're doing, do the opposite of that. The moment, I gotta be standing here. Whatever movement you're doing, immediately change direction the moment you notice. It doesn't matter if you think you can outrun the King Vulture, you can't. It doesn't matter if you're doing a double jump or an E-slide or parry, you're probably gonna get hit. So changing direction is the most reliable method. Okay, I'm going to... I don't care too much about Ancient Urban right now. that is, you know, consistent between runs. I guess I could have exited out on well, the Shadow Terrace portal is like the easiest point that's consistent between all runs, where they all converge. Also, hello. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, you can outrun them. Absolutely. It's possible, but the problem is that if you think that it will always work, you'll get killed for it eventually. Because maybe you'll have a few encounters with the King Vulture where you can run away and you're totally fine. You're like, okay, just run away. That's like the solution to this problem. And then a King Vulture, you know, flies down like slightly ahead of your current position, and you try to do the same thing that's worked on every other King Vulture, and you run away, and then they kill you. I guess you just need to make the judgment of like, are you far enough away to run away? You need a bit of a head start, is the thing. Can I hold on? Maybe I just want to keep that away from me. Do you need to capitalize every word? Just wondering. Hello. Oh yeah, I'm talking to YouTube chat. I'm streaming on YouTube and Twitch. If you are interested, if you're interested in the Watcher, maybe don't watch the stream. There's definitely going to be spoilers. Okay. I should probably set up the mod. So can I? Hey guys. I guess probably just keep in. Oh, are some of these gonna cause problems? Some of these might cause problems. I'm gonna keep the whales in. I'm gonna keep this guy in. So yeah, usually I just disable the harmful creatures, and then leave in the ones that aren't a problem, like Lanchermai, Squidcada, Jetfit. I mean, these aren't. Some of these creatures just don't show up, but small centipede. Or no, this is a small centipede. I need a Flasking Stay. Hazers. Yeeks. Why not? It's funny that there's some creatures that just don't show up at all in the Watcher. There's no Miros birds. There's no Miros vultures. there's a decent amount of creatures that don't show up at all, but it's like some creatures do show up, and it's like, why do you show up? Like, why are there Lancer Mice? They feel so specific to Shaded. Can't get Watcher anyways. Okay. What did the moth? Just finish watching Scariest Watcher video. Very good video. Do I still edit my first playthrough? I don't know how much people care about that. I feel like maybe I should just upload like just the raw video, just like all 11 hours of it. Just be like, here you go. If you want to see it, you can see it. But whoa. I can see why people might have a problem with your playthrough. I mean, you definitely enjoyed it more afterwards. I don't eat the centipedes. There's enough food later. I was actually pretty positive in my first playthrough until I did like second ending stuff. But I think you guys would, or I don't know. I think some people would be surprised at how patient I was with the second ending. I was kind of just like more tired than anything. I can totally eat the noodlefly eggs. It is unfortunate that this is just the way things are. I'm honestly more surprised that Downpour was so popular. Because I feel like there's been similar levels of people arguing about Downpour. Maybe not to the same degree. Downpour definitely has more like side content. It had like you can't argue that there's a lack of content. There's also like not as well. The thing is that the whole thing is a mod, right? All of Downpour is a mod. It's also probably made by the same people, so it's more consistent, you know, between itself. It's not like the Watcher where it's like you have, you know, the Aether Ridge regions, which I'm really not a fan of, or you know some other regions that are like, you know, peak. And I feel like, oh shoot, I keep forgetting to go into that pipe. I think I've noticed a lot of people, their experience with the Watcher will depend a lot on what route they take. Some routes end up going through the Aether Ridge regions and just getting stuck there for like forever. Does Watcher have arena unlocks? It does not. There are some like unlock, like the little like antenna thing that give you unlocks, but they don't do anything. So I kind of feel like some people had like complete different playthroughs just depending on what route they took, which I think is kind of the point. I feel like the Watcher was designed such that every playthrough is different. If you just randomly decide, let's try teleporting without a Karma Flower, you're gonna have a totally different experience just because you get sent on a huge side quest that a lot of people don't like. That like does not like totally detracts from like the main like quest line, I guess, of like getting the Echo right. Because those are different endings, you know. You do that, you do the Echo stuff, and then you do the raw stuff, or like in the other order. Whoa, I totally could have made it. If I did another throw boost there, if I had a spear. Banished a walking simulator. I'm very happy creatures are gone. Crazy for liking Aether Ridge? Yes. You are crazy. Because, okay. I'm sorry, Aether Ridge. I'm very sorry. I'm sure you had good intentions. I feel like it's not the mod creators' fault. That they probably created this region based on their own interest in the game. But why was the Aether Ridge taken as it was and just like copy pasted into the Watcher? Because if you look at old versions of Aether Ridge, a lot of the regions are super similar. I think their standards should have been higher. And the thing is crazy, it doesn't even feel like they did it to like because the Watcher didn't have enough content. I feel like there's enough content already. There's like 20 regions, 20 something regions. If you took out like 4 of them, you're just left with a lot of content still, and a high quality mod overall, or DLC. I keep doing that. Or they could have taken their time and refined all the regions made the like get rid of all like the jank movement tech that's required. Get rid of a lot of the one ways. Just like make navigation more reasonable. Maybe make them just a little bit smaller because they're huge and have like a ton of portal connections. Oh shoot, is the game gonna crash? Yeah, let's just teleport here. Man, this region is just this region is a wreck. I can't do one run that gets to Rusted Rex without something happening. Please? Thank you. I do need to get food. Do not have as many centipede seeds. Maybe that was the plan. They're like, hey, these Aether Ridge regions. Let's look at these. Let's spend some time to like refine them to like change the room geometry and all this and that. And then you know their deadline came up and they're like, oh, I guess we don't have time for that. I guess we can finish heat ducts, but nothing else. They got around they were able to finish fixing up heat ducts, but none of the other regions or sub regions, I guess. Probably. I mean, honestly, if you haven't played Watcher yet, maybe just wait. There were some quality of life changes that help out. It's definitely an improvement. I don't know. I feel like it's still not enough exactly. And it is a different kind of difficulty. It's more like navigational, like trying to map out the world, trying to figure out where the connections are, trying to explore new areas. Because as you play through Downpour, you keep exploring the same map over and over and over again. So you get used to where things are, you know how to navigate Chimney, you know how to go up the wall to get the pebbles, you know how to go to Moon, right? But this is like, you're constantly entering new areas. You know what else? Fine. Let's consider the negativity. I kind of wish there was no random teleport mechanic. I think it really ruins some people's experience, and it really depends on your decision as a player to control what the playthrough looks like, which I guess is supposed to be a good thing. But I think the experience of randomly teleporting around and getting lost constantly without ever being able to fully explore any individual region is not a good experience. I don't know, maybe that's just me. So I feel like what happens is when people get the teleport ability, a few things happen. One, they choose to just completely ignore it. And they're like, I'm not going to do that. Or they're like, let's just teleport every single time I find a Karma Flower, because that's what the game seems to want me to do. And then what ends up happening is they just teleport constantly. They never really map out its regions, because they leave them in like 10 seconds. Random teleports. Yes, I'm talking about spoilers in the stream. Wind. They didn't notice the letters. Yeah, just missing the tutorial completely. That can happen. I think the point is that it's supposed to be like a... I don't know where to go, I'm just gonna teleport. I guess. But sometimes people just teleport before they've even finished exploring a region. Like, I've seen people, or was it Scurry? Or someone else, I forget. So, I watched someone randomly teleports into Desolate Tract, find a Karma Flower, and then immediately just teleports out. Or maybe they had a Karma Flower to begin with, I don't know. Something happened, but they did not explore Desolate Tract. They just completely missed out on the whole region. And it's a super simple, like, linear region that's, like, not hard to explore at all. You just move left or right, and you will find another portal, right? But they left, and they just never got to explore that region. And they also missed out on an Echo because of it. And, you know, the goal was to find Echoes, so... Ah, it's so peaceful. I wonder if this is faster. It's probably better to go through the pipe, but you might run into a bunch of particles. At picking max ripple level? Honestly, maybe. Uh-oh. Rip. Don't do that. That's really difficult to do. This vault. Like in Metroidvania? Yeah. There are some Metroidvania elements, as in you get upgraded, you get new abilities. That's basically it, but... I keep thinking about Silksong. More so than I'm not usually thinking about Silksong, you know. Just for the Prince ending? Yeah. But I'm like, what if... And I'm sorry for this hypothetical. What if Silksong comes out, and it's like, it's peak? You know? It's like... even better than Hollow Knight, which for some people means that it's like the best game ever. And the randomly community is like, man, where was that for us? Where was our Silksong? It should have been the Watcher. I guess it's Downpour, you could say, but you know, Downpour had some mixed feelings too, you know. And Silksong took a lot longer to develop. So, you know, more time in the oven probably helps. If that's the case. Okay. Thank you, Akapara. I don't have time. Why do I get the feeling that the washer had less than 2 years of development time. Like they were still like fixing up bugs and stuff, and like, I mean, I don't know how much they had to work on like porting. I feel like there was a decent amount of effort that was put towards fixing up some of the last problems with downpour. That like got in the way of washer developments. Oh, come on. There's probably a way to do that consistently. It feels like they really did just rely on the modded regions to add a lot of content with limited time. Okay, do that. That's a good way to do that. We need another Rain World DLC as soon as possible. I guess we'll just take a bunch of modded regions then. That's how we'll do it. Is it a real live stream if I'm not complaining about the game that I'm currently playing? And we'll probably continue to play for the next few months. Any new movement tech? I can float now. And this floating has some interesting properties, especially as you get more karma. So, yeah, kind of, but not really. It's like mostly just survivor movements. With a few like small tricks here and there. Yeah, moths are pretty passive. Which I kind of like. I mean, lantern mice are pretty passive, right? I guess they run away from stuff. It's like if vultures showed up in rooms without anything in the room, you know? Vultures will find something to eat and swoop down and try to grab them as quick as possible. Moths will just kind of show up and be like, hey, what's going on? You know, and if there is food, you know, they will eat it. Usually dead creatures, I think. Full hop, no. Oh, it's probably just faster just to take the left side there. That's funny. Yeah, this area just always rains and it's not dangerous. Well, for now. Yeah, the downpour campaigns are all over the place. I think Survivor still is just the best one. I'm sorry. Is that boring? And that's kind of the ghost that will haunt Rainworld forever. That will never that nothing will ever be able to live up to that first Survivor playthrough. Which it was not an experience that I did not even have myself. I played Rainworld with a lot of spoilers and help from maps, and I knew which regions to avoid. I was like, oh, exterior is has difficult platforming, and 5 pebbles is it takes a long time. I guess I won't take that path. Let's do the wall shortcut. Oh, farm raise has reindeer. Let's actually no. I think I did go through farm raise. I kind of did avoid drainage, but that was another thing. I knew to avoid drainage system because it has difficult platforming or swimming. And even despite that, it's the same thing with Outer Wilds. I've not played Outer Wilds, but I still love the game. I've not played Rainworld the correct way, but I still really appreciate it. And I also kind of feel like it's maybe impossible to ever recreate that experience without literally making an entirely new game. Maybe if every single creature was new, every single region was new, and movement mechanics maybe even were new. You didn't even play as a Slugget, you played as some other creature. Just an entirely new ecosystem they need to learn and explore and whatever, and there's some sort of overarching story that you figure out as you explore through environmental storytelling and maybe a handful of characters here and there. If they literally did all of that completely new, as basically just a new game, maybe there'd be a new sense of exploration. But I don't know if any Rainworld DLC or mod or whatever will be able to just recreate that, and people should probably adjust their expectations. Whoa. Hello, welcome to the stream. And maybe Watcher had a bit of that. the first time of exploring Rusted Rex and Coral Caves and Turbulent Pup and Desolate Tract and Badlands, I like those regions. Playing Downpour on release? Okay, did you play Gormod first? Because Gormod is just Survivor until you get to Outer Expanse. Doesn't feel very new to me. I will always say this: the best part of Downpour is the timeline stuff, and being able to re-explore the same world as it is at different points in time. When you're playing Saint, well, Saint to Chimney Canopy. I'm gonna avoid spoilers because I think there's some people here that have not played Downpour, but you know what I'm talking about. Or all the stuff with Moon and 5 Pebbles. That's great. I like that. But I feel that works because we're already so familiar with the world. We have expectations of what the world is like, and when things change, it's surprising to us. Artie first, then Riv, then Spearmaster. Oops. Whoops, I'm not supposed to be here. Go back. Go back. Oh, you can tell there's a bit of Aether Ridge inspiration here. Honestly, I don't mind the rest of Shadow Terrace too much. I still think in the next like 10 years, there's gonna be some game from a developer that we never heard about that's inspired by Randworld, and it's gonna be great. Can I? Nope, get out of here. No. My worm. Because there's no way games like this aren't inspiring people. Parcels with guns. Sure. Not what I was referring to, but go ahead. Whoa. I looked away and I got flung. I mean, some games are more obvious than others. Like when like Hollow Knights. Hollow Knights and like Breath of the Wild, like those games like had an influence. Where it's like almost like extreme, where it's like there's like kind of like a lot of games that kind of copy it without adding anything new. Is this Aether Ridge? This is Signal Spires. And it's very cool. I'm pretty sure this is a completely original region. Ow. I keep dropping the worm. Oh, I can't, no throwables in this room. Just kidding, there's a single rock. Maybe use the float a little bit more. Climb up this. I have used a mod to turn off creatures because I want to figure out this route. But I'm still making mistakes somehow. Can I actually do this room correctly? Sort of. There's probably some way to do this room really well. All the acrobat players can figure that one out. Oh wait, the kelp are gone. Well, I should probably still be invisible. See how long this timer lasts for this area. If I were to be invisible in a run, how far can I get with it? Lower. I mean, I have enough karma at this point. Oh. This is a fun way to drown. My worm! Okay, that's bound to happen. Probably drop the grapple worm at this point, because they aren't really helpful. No ceiling. Whoops. Didn't really mean to do it that way, but... Wait, there could be like stuff in water, yeah? What about like garbage waste? What about shoreline? They have different colored water. Hello. Welcome to the stream. I think this route is kind of dead. I mean, it doesn't help that it goes through like a region that's bugged. And I also messed up the routing. I guess this is almost at the end of the run and it's around 30 something minutes. That's not that bad. I could probably do another run of this. Oh yeah. That's what I was talking about earlier. Can I make portals yet? I could, but it's not allowed for this category because they have an element of randomness to them. There's going to be a different set of runs for where you allow the use of the teleport or the creating portals, but it's going to figure out a way to make that consistent. What did I just say? It's going to take a while for us to figure out a way to make it consistent. So we're not using it in runs yet. Also, it's bugged. This DLC is so finished. Oh, hey. They are real. What the heck? I didn't accidentally install a mod for this. Also, I have a passage for some reason. I guess I just sheltered more than I needed to. So these are real. It does tell you where the echoes are. Why is this fixed now? Unless there was a patch like 30 minutes ago. Doesn't look like it. That's nice. That's cool. Like no one has seen that. Maybe it's like after a certain karma level, they start showing up on the map. Like I only need one more echo, so it's telling me where the last one is. Which should actually be very nice. Like there were 3 echo locations that were shown on the map there. So if I was like really lost, I didn't know where to go, it'd basically say, hey, there's 3 places you can go check. Although like good luck navigating the map to actually get to those regions. You gotta figure that out on your own. The vault into portal. Also, I think I reset the game. And yes, I am gonna have to keep doing that every single time I play this game. Yeah, you can't passage in the Watcher campaign, which is a decision. And there's also no new passages at all. It's just like the vanilla ones. Maybe the downpour ones too if you have that enabled. But they don't do anything, so you know there's no reason to like you don't even have a score. So you can't even like get passages to increase your score at the end. That's not even a thing. Good job. Oh, sometimes I move through a room and I don't even notice. I just like autopilot. No, I didn't want to. Maybe I should try a little harder to not turn invisible there. Because floating is a little bit slow. At least it's like 10 times easier to see the environments. No. Yeah, I think the score is just something that's just not finished. Like they're gonna add like points for all the creatures later. They just haven't. They just didn't have time for it. Does the Watcher have monk damage? The Watcher is basically just a copy of Survivor with some extra abilities. Okay, I messed that up. Can't really have score runs because there's no time limit. Well, it's still nice to be able to see your like what creatures you killed if you like did anything special. Okay, this was faster, but this was still not a very good run. We're about 9 minutes slower than the other routes. It's funny how consistent that is. Apparently this does not happen for everyone. It's kind of a bug. I could do another run, I guess. This route. I could try to come up with a different route, because one idea that I had was to go through Aether Ridge toward Desert and Badlands and Shrouded Coast, and then you go through the surface to Desolate Tract, and then you do the rest of that chain. But the problem is that the surface takes forever, so that's probably just way too slow. Unfortunately, like every other route just goes through cold storage, which is the place that I'm trying to avoid. Um, Like the obvious route is just the other one that I've already done. So I guess that is kind of the only option. I guess I could try. Okay, let's try the alternative to the cold storage routes, where I go through the echo in, which is it's not a fair comparison because with creatures disabled, creatures in Station Annex are pretty rough. So it's not a completely accurate comparison, but I might as well test it out anyways. Okay, so we're just gonna do the normal routes, but we'll change up the end a little bit. Zoomies. There's no way I'm making that vault. Loop mod, stop doing this. I mean, it's not the mod's fault. I'm the one who's forgetting to turn it off. Don't worry about that. Hello. Welcome to the stream. You don't mind if I eat your children? Let's see if they can actually catch up to me. Rocking a spear, that's great. Okay, probably take that slower. I guess I was just doing bad EI jumps before. That jump seems more possible now, but it's quite difficult. Are you from like some sort of dystopian world where people are manufactured to fulfill a specific role? Oh, no Japanese. That's a small time loss that I've been having this whole run. Okay, so desert. If you decide to like what you're doing, this is like a whole argument that I'm not prepared for, honestly. I mean, why use people then? Just like make robots, right? If you're capable of designing people like that, might as well just make a robot that doesn't, you know. Oh man, robots expensive and like. Well, I guess maybe they can figure out some way to do it efficiently. I was a mirror for a second. Watching myself. Good Steam cycle, yeah. You need some guy looking after the robots. Why isn't there a robot looking after the robots? Let's bounce back to where I came from. Oh. I thought I clipped through the wall, but that's just a pipe that you can't really see very well. Or a tunnel. I have absolutely no food at all. Wait, am I doing this correctly? Hold on. Did I just autopilot? I did. Let's go back. What room do I need to go to? Tor Desert. This region is tiny. Stormy Coast. You are so small. Tor Desert at the very bottom. It's not the right room. Also, it's still raining in here. There we go. It's for world domination. It's very quiet. Oh, there's a song coming up anyways. Gotta stop falling down here. And it lasts for like 2 seconds. Thank you, game. Thank you, Echo. Future Rainworld DLC should feature Watcher regions. So we got base game Rainworld and then Downpour to expand upon that world. And now we have the Watcher and a new DLC to expand upon the Watcher world. I see. That's the strategy. So it doesn't really need to be finished right now. We're gonna get way more content later. There shouldn't be any more future Rain World DLCs. I kind of agree. Oh, I should have sheltered. Wait, where was I supposed to shelter? I think I just like did some weird routing. Shoot. Well, I can go down here. I mean, someone could absolutely feel free to make a mod. Example was a mod. I mean, base Rainworld was a thing that existed for a long time without any expected future contents. A bunch of modders got together and like, let's make a mod for this game that we think is not gonna, you know, have much on its own. Just one more time, just for good measure. See, why does he do this? You have a problem? Thank you. No, don't do that. That's nice. I should always do knee slide counts there. Just shy. I see. And maybe just like 2 layers is enough. Goodness, it lasts for a long time. And that was with that whiplash that slowed me down a lot. Oh, hey, dude. Spear. Video games take a really long time to make. Especially if they're trying to be good. I'm always amazed that any video games exist at all. You look at a lot of retro games in the past, and it's like, yeah, these games are simple, but the hardware they were working on was so limited. They were basically also just like writing in assembly, and also they were like the first people to like make video games at all. This whole like programming thing, and well, I don't know about programming, but like, you know, making video games. So that was a whole new thing that they just had to figure out. And then like, don't even think about like game design. Like, sure, like, making the game is one challenge, then, like, making a good game is, like, a whole different beast. Yeah, the food bar does look different. Probably so it doesn't blend into us with the background. The like invisibility bar. First thing you noticed? So we're just gonna go through this portal, unlike the routes that I've done before, which means that we end up in a wonderful location. But we're just gonna see if this works out. Also, maybe this is kind of nitpicky. I kind of wish the rot was a different color. I'm a big purple fan, but purple rot already existed with the mother long legs. So we had the association that the purple rot is just the rot, but a little bit like stronger, I guess, a little bit more concentrated, you know. But this rot seems to be like an entirely different entity that just is a little bit similar in some ways, you know. Purple is the color of corruption. But we already have blue rot, right? Downpour isn't real anyways. So true. Maybe there's gonna be some more story stuff that like tells us that it isn't all that different than Pebbles rot. I mean, it does seem to do similar things where it like spreads and corrupts things, but you know, the rot consumes. But you know, we don't see the rot infecting creatures other than like the DLLs, which seem to be their own thing, you know. Full-time world ending corruption. Yeah, it's more like intentional. It's more planned out. Pebbles was just like an accident, you know, like oops, I have cancer. Okay, there's the lizard body down there. I didn't notice that. How do I do this again? Oh, I need to shelter first. I almost forgot. Well, I did forget and then I remembered. Into the rot shelter. A type of cancer. I guess we're just like so familiar with Pebbles that we kind of just assume that that's the way the rot is. You can't use the ability out of a pout state. Right. I always forget about that. Is that a mistake? I need the spear higher up, don't I? I'd mess up the wall bounce too. I figured out some way to do this room and I totally forgot. I'll just look for another spear then. I'm good. Not dealing with that. You could probably do a wall pounce chain if you get up here. with a rock. And then this rot tentacle is like, nope, you're not doing anything here. You know, what if Five Pebbles' plan was to get the rot, but like the purple version of the rot? And then Moon messed them up, and it just turned into blue rot instead. Like, damn it, I have the blue rot, not the purple one that I was looking for. This is not going to do the job. Shout out to this player pushback and no spear zone that prevents you from going this way, even if you have the floats ability. Thank you very much, Cold Storage. I do the crash jump thing. I don't know. It's impossible. Go ask like someone who knows how to do it. It's like you do a crouch, turn around, and then like do a slide inputs after you're like partway through turning around. I'll eat these. Was that two of these lily pucks stacked on top of each other? Three days left. Tell what? Those look song? Hell yeah. Not the moon. $30.25. You know, that actually makes a lot more sense. We probably just misread the release date they gave us. That definitely makes more sense. they make Silksong and they put it in a time capsule for the future, just to fulfill the prophecy. Explosive spear? I could pick that up. Would it be useful? No. This looks like it was a social experiment. The video will also take a long time. Poor Team Cherry. Yeah, let's play Hunter. So it kind of feels like no matter what path you take through cold storage, it's gonna suck. Man, just float. So many egg bugs. Goodness. Okay, I really gotta figure something out for this room. Maybe... maybe just floats, I guess. Do you think that the ripple effect gets more extreme as you get a higher ripple level? Because I'm only one karma off of the max, or ripple. I'm just gonna keep mixing those up. What do you miss? Cold storage hell. Nice. I don't know, the other routes doesn't seem to be great still. Maybe I just need to spend more time on it. I don't know. Didn't miss much. Yeah, just Aether Bridge, that's all. Yeah, that is strange, but also that's in the code, so I wouldn't know about it. Most players would not interact with that. These have to be iterators, right? I mean, why would there be so many clouds otherwise? Grapple worm, goodbye. Who really built the iterators? I wonder who. It's like one thing that we know. The cycle timer, we're above the clouds. You're huge. Look at you. Maybe you do want to stay invisible for this, because there's a white lizard here that can kill you. Oh. It's way easier to turn back to normal than to go the other way. Moon over own city? Yes. At least around 5 pebbles, all the iterators have a city on top of them. I want to look at this room. It does seem like taking this path is faster. Maybe you should just like bring a spear with you. If you don't do that. That is warp menu. The mod that lets you teleport to any of these rooms, but you can also see a preview of it. I like to think that we're just really far away. You know, around 5 pebbles, there's a certain kind of culture there that the ancients had, and they decided to build the iterators as big rectangles. And then really far away, somewhere else in the world, they decided to build iterators as big pyramids. I don't know. But the crazy thing is that they're still making iterators. Who knows where this is and how far away it is, but you know, they just have to make more iterators. You know, let's make it to the end of Ancient Urban, and then I'll end the stream there. Okay, I'm already regretting it. Wasn't it like one of the Steam page screenshots that showed signal spires, and they were like, you couldn't see anything in the background? The people were theorizing that there were no iterators in this area. And of course, since we thought the map was connected together, that means that we were never going to see an iterator. Which, I mean, it's still correct, but not exactly the way that we thought. I don't really know how to feel about the whole connected world thing versus jumping around through portals. Because yeah, the portals do let us see a lot of different environments. I guess I just feel like there's already enough connectivity between the regions, between some of the regions at least. Like Coral Cave, there's so many aquatic regions, there's so many desert-like regions. Signal Spires doesn't really matter because it's above everything else, right? Sandstorms. Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll get a pearl for that. But there's got to be some sort of end of cycle effect, and if rain doesn't make sense, there's going to be something else. Can I do like a regular pounce? Maybe. Also, I've been thinking, should mysteries just be left mysteries? Or should there always be answers somewhere? Because when I think about a game like Outer Wilds, that game is all about mysteries. That's like the whole game. But also, it kind of gives you an answer to everything that you could possibly ask. You know, whether it's like part of the, like if there's text describing what's happening, or if it's just like part of the environments that you can observe and just kind of figure out what's going on. It's like they thought of everything. There should be answers if you look hard enough. Because Outer Wilds doesn't have a bit of text describing every single little detail and like aspect of the world. But usually there's like some consistency. Where it's like, oh, this bit of technology has a lot of uses that we see described in parts of the game, but like another, it kind of just shows up everywhere. But you can kind of like figure out why it's there. I can't really get into it without spoilers, so I'm not going to, but... But that is something that I really... But that is something in games that I used to not value at all. And like, oh, I don't care about the story and like the lore and whatever. Who cares about that? I just care about the gameplay. And it was games like Rain World and Outer Wilds that were like, oh, there is value to that. I don't know where the Watcher fits into that. I feel like there's a lot of things in the Watcher that you can make theories about, but there's just no answer, and you're just kind of making stuff up. It's like, oh, why is this... I need to stop wasting throwables in that room. There's only 2 that I get. You can look at regions like Badlands or Desolate Tract. And you're like, why are these regions here? What is the purpose of this? Why did the ancients build this? What happened at this region? Maybe if it's like in the future or something. Before the DLC is complete. It really does boil down to that at the end of the day. Oh, I figured out the movement for this room. I didn't. Almost. Oh, there's 9 pounds. It's really loud. Oh, there's one. Keyboard. Yeah, I don't think it's that pleasant though. Just like mashing the keyboard to get 2 jump inputs really quickly. I kind of have like, I don't like that little bit of dialogue at the end where the Echo was basically saying, "I'm going to leave now." I don't know. I have some sort of problem with that. You know the moth character in Hollow Knight. I forget their name. The one that you give essence to and they give you like the dream nail upgrades or whatever. If you're familiar with the cutscene where that character leaves, where like you need like a lot of essence and then you talk to them and they're like, yeah, the seer. That cutscene, I feel like it should feel more like that. You're just like talking to them and they're like, oh, I remember, and then they just kind of fade away. And this dialogue with the Echo is like, okay, I am prepared. I'm going to leave now. Goodbye. I guess that's what's happening, but I don't know. I feel like it should just kind of it should just happen, you know? Where like while the Echo is talking to you, they internally accept what is happening, which like passes the test of Echo Ascension, and then they're like, oh, I'm leaving now. Where they realize that it's happening to them instead of them, you know, actively choosing to leave. I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. I've heard some people say that this is like a retcon. Like the whole point of Echoes is that they can't escape, but this one just did. But I like that with this Echo, it's one that we've met so many times. You meet them like 11 times normally to get this ending, and you can meet them like 5 more times after that. Like no other Echo gets that much attention. Metaphysics. Okay. I think we're done here. What was my time in the other run that I did? Discord broke. I'm checking the last stream. That was the 39, so this one is a little bit slower. Don't even think the Echo was real. Yeah. Okay. Well, this will probably be the end of the stream. I will continue to do more runs. I guess this is just the route. The other one ended up being slower. I can't really think of a different route that doesn't have some sort of massive problem with it. There was another potential route. Let's actually, hold on. Let's do a quick little test. Hopefully restarting the campaign from this point doesn't mess with it. Let's go to Salination. And I don't know which room in Salination. Hey, the interactive map got fixed. Thank you. H. There you are. Nope. Wait, this is the right room. So this room really does just have no portal. Can I see it with this? Probably not. What is this massive circle? Lights? Turbulent start? I mean... So Coral Caves connects to Turbulent Pump? How would that work? You would skip out on the Desolate Track Echo, but Desolate Track kind of takes a while to navigate. So Turbulent Pump, Heat Ducts, Stormy Coast, Signal Spires. There's not really a good way to do this that gets you enough echoes. Because you could go to Stormy Coast, get the Signal Spires echo, or yeah, get the Stormy Coast echo, then go to Cold Storage to get that echo and the Salination echo. But that's only 5 echoes total. You could go from Turbulent Pump to Cold Storage and then Badlands. That's also only 6 echoes. There's not really a good route. I guess you could do Coral Caves to Turbulent Pump, Heat Ducts, Stormy Coast, get the Signal Spires echo, or get the Stormy Coast echo, exit out, go to Cold Storage, then go to Badlands. Get that echo, get the Shrouded Coast echo. That's only 7. I guess after Salination, you would back out and then go to Fetid Glen to get the last one. Like, all of that is like kind of too roundabout to work out well. Turbulent, Heat Ducts, Torrid echo chain, but the Aether Ridge chain is already just a faster way to start that, right? There's no way Coral Caves Turbulent Pump would be any better than just doing the Aether Ridge one. But it's a funny idea. And you'd have to cross the entirety of Coral Caves to get to that portal anyways. You see the funny jumping around? Yeah. So there really is just a one-way portal. It's like they looked at all the portals and they picked one, and they're like, this one is a one-way, and that's it. Here's Heat Ducts. So this is I-14. Is this even like in a hidden area? Why did I back out of that immediately? This is like not even out of the way. This is like the end of the path. Like the entire right side, or yeah, the entire right side of Heat Ducts. Also, if you look at the interactive map, it looks like there's 2 different regions stitched together. The left side of Heat Ducts has a ton of noodlefly eggs, has a ton of orange lizard, centipede, slime mold, mushrooms, noodleflies. There's even some lineages. Well, there's one lineage to a red centipede. You look at the right side of Heat Ducts, there's a caramel flower, there's a mushroom, there's 2 cyan lizards, and there's 2 blue fruit. That's literally everything. And at the end of it all, your reward for making it through this area is a portal to Salination. And the portal really just does just go away. Can I go back through it right now? No, I don't think there's any red centipedes, naturally. Why is this a one-way portal? The only other one-way portal is from Coral Caves to Turbulent Pump, but that's like, that kind of makes sense because it's already really out of the way and you have to make the jump to get there. So it'd be really hard to make the jump back. You know? A21. So this is down in this room. Could I? Okay, well, I don't think that's long enough to give you a extended slide pounce. That's probably possible, right? From this direction. Oh yeah. I don't think it's possible the other way. You're going up this time. I don't know if a dragon skip works. What does the terrain even look like here? Okay, well that's a reference point now, where the edge of this is. I'm gonna run out of rocks. Damn, I'm bad. I don't have my visual cue. I know that you can use an explosive spear. I know that you can use a squidcada. That's how I crossed this gap the first time I came here. Well, I mean, I came here, I looked at it, and I came back later, thinking maybe a squidcada would work. Oh, you know, that's kind of close. Maybe if I throw boosted earlier. The Seer cycle run, is this actually used there? I guess if you're starting, no. I mean, you're constantly resetting your spawn from echoes. I should watch that run. Or maybe he's gonna make a video about it. But yeah, anyway, if you're able to get over here, there's a portal. Yeah, this is another one that's just a one-way. That is really strange. That, I mean, this one kind of makes sense, but, like, the other one? Really? 13 hours. I mean, just to see what the route is. Watching, like, The Watcher. There's so many references to The Watcher out there, it's crazy. Because there's a theoretical route of Aether Ridge, doing the Aether Ridge chain desalination. So maybe you can get 5 or 6 echoes. No, I think you would only get 5, and then you take the portal back to Heat Ducts, Stormy Coast, Signal Spires to Shadow Terrace. And those are all like fairly... Well, actually Heat Ducts would kind of suck because you'd have to cross the entirety of Heat Ducts because you're on the far right side. So maybe it wouldn't really be a good route, even if the portal wasn't a one-way. That's unfortunate. All paths lead to cold storage. Anyway, that's enough for this stream. I'm probably going to spend more time practicing the normal route. And then I guess I'll do like a real attempt eventually. Gambling. Goodness. Let's go gambling. Oh, I guess, yeah, if you were using if you were using random warps a lot. That sounds like a great time. Not. Anyway, see ya.